Okay guys, this is the tutorial for the Swirl snow cone. You need the fake ice from Amazon. You're going to need a 20-ounce handy slurp from Hog, Stainless Steel Depot. You're going to need, this is what it looks like out of the package. You're also going to need your cup spray painted beforehand. I taped my lid really well and then spray paint them white. You're going to need 6 measuring cups for the 6 different colors for your rainbow. You can use acrylic paint, which I'm going to show you here, or you can use pigments and glows, which that's what I'm doing with this particular one. You're also going to need a lot of UV resin and a paintbrush. So this is just me filling in my cups with my pigment, which I get from Radioactive Glitter. This is the Drag Show pack. It's the glows and the pigments together, and I do 1 part pigment, 2 parts glow of each color. I actually saw this on Sandy's Organized Chaos here on YouTube for just the snow cone tumbler, and I just changed it up a bit with the swirl. So yeah, this is what we're doing. After you get all those measured out, you go ahead and put your UV resin into the cups with the pigments and glows, and you stir really, really well. I end up usually having anywhere from 3 to 4 milliliters of epoxy in each cup. You probably don't need that much, but I always make that much just to be on the safe side, because I am going to be coating this cup 3 times with these colors to make sure the glow is potent and not streaky. So now I'm getting ready to paint, and I start with a pink, but you can start with whichever color you want. You can do it in any order, but I usually go in rainbow order because it just makes it easier. Now, as I'm painting this on, I'm doing thin layers because it is UV resin and I have added pigments and glows. I do the thin layers, that way I know that the UV light will cure it completely, because you do not want this to be uncured as a finished product. So yeah. Oh, yeah. Do not cure your lid above your paint pods or your paint cups, because it will cure your stuff. So do not do that. It's a no-no. Take it to the side and hit it with your light so you're not affecting the UV resin in your cups. See? So yeah, I just take it from the top of the lid and then I arc it down. And you can make them as big as or small as you want to. I always go over just a little bit more so it looks like it's swirling the entire lid. And then you cure really well, and you can move on to the next color. But see, I do use the thin layers so that way I make sure that the UV resin has cured completely. And when you're trying to measure these out, just remember you have 6 colors to put on each side. So it'll be there'll be 12 different colors on your cup, if that makes sense. And you just keep painting and curing in between to make sure that that is all cured. And it is super important when using UV resin. You do not want a sticky cup, especially with the pigments, because sometimes if you put them on too thick, they will not cure underneath. That's why light and thin layers on this particular way of doing it is super important. And after I get all this done, I will usually go outside and cure it with sunlight as well as my UV light, because the sun it just cures it better and faster, to be honest. And it gives me peace of mind knowing that it's been hard cured in the sun. Again, I use all of these neon pigments and glows from Radioactive Glitter. And if you have any questions about that product, you can contact me or Deanna. She's very, very helpful. Now, I had coated that cup 3 times. I'm not going to show you the whole 3 times, otherwise this would take an hour. And actually, I think it took me an hour and a half to get this completed. So, yeah, I cut it out for time and convenience for everybody. Just make sure you have even coats. I think I even did 3 coats on the yellow or 4 coats on the yellow to make sure it didn't streak, because I like my glows to be bright and potent. And I will show you the glow, I think, here in a second. Or maybe not. It could be at the end. I don't remember. I did this really late last night. We are on stage 2 of the process. So, see, there's the glow. So on stage 2 of the process, it is completely cured. And so what you're going to do is clean out your brush really, really well. Make sure it's clean. And you're going to just take your UV resin and put a thin layer all over the cup with your brush. Like so. Make sure not to get into the straw hole, because it'll be a pain in the butt to get out later. But yeah, real thin coat. Make sure you get the rim and the edges. Like so. Then you're going to take your ice chips in a bowl and you're going to press your lid down into it. Now you can use as many layers of ice as you want. I usually typically do 1 and then go in and fill in the holes. And I'll show you how I do that. But after you get it semi-completely covered, you take your UV light and you hit it to make sure they all stay put. And then you clean out the straw hole, because your little ices will get in there. Try it really well. And then I'm going to go in, and this is where I go off camera because I don't know what I was doing, but I'll catch a reminder. My brain will kick in here in a little bit, and then I'll show you how to do it again. Because you can't see what I'm doing. There, see, I remember. So you go in and you take your bottle, and I fill in the little holes and then put the ice chips in there individually to make sure they stay. Sometimes they want to be a pain in the butt and not get in the holes, but you just gotta make it work. And you do that until all of the gaps are filled in. So you have a complete icy snow cone, shaved ice, whatever. And then you go around your lid, at the bottom part of your lid, and and it's okay if they get in between the lid and the tape, because you taped it off, so it's fine. And they'll pop out of there really quick and easy. Just make sure there's no open space and fill them all with ice chips. And I will be posting this on multiple places, you know, all the social medias. So you guys can follow me wherever. So yeah, now that you're finished putting them on, I always put a light coat of UV resin on top of it, just to make sure the ice is secure, and when handling it's not easily being able to be popped off. You want to make sure it can be washed. And I go around that little lip of the top of our lid a little extra, because I'm always scared that when selling them or having someone else handle them, I'm always afraid that there might be a sharp point to the ice that could cause somebody to be hurt. But you guys can make these however you want it. I've seen them done with like 3 layers of ice, and they're super cool. I just want to make sure that the ice is not pointy, so. But like I said, I learned the icy topper from the Sandy's Organized Chaos here on YouTube. And I just tweaked it a little bit. You know, these snow cone tumblers have been around for a while, and there's tons of tutorials on them. So yeah, and then at the end, I'm going to let you guys see how bright the glow is. And that's just about it. You just keep doing that until you feel comfortable. I usually go around the cup one more time with pretty, you know, I'd say a medium coat of epoxy. And that's it. If you have any questions, you can always contact me on any of my social media, and I will be more than happy to give you information. These are fun to make, and you can come up with whatever design you want. You can use alcohol inks, you can use acrylic paints, you can use pigments and glows. You could do this technique with any medium, really. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out.